TV making up.
Good morning and welcome to the program. This is The Dialogue. My name is Prince Apollo and the panel is set to take you through the big events which made our week. We will be looking at the controversy surrounding the planned regional parliamentary sessions. This week the matter came to Parliament and the leader of opposition, Honorable Joyce Ssenyonyi, held a press conference in which he declared that the opposition will be boycotting the planned parliamentary regional sessions. And the matter has been in the media, but finally it came to Parliament and the Deputy Speaker, Right Honorable Thomas Tayebwa, did not confirm the sittings, but he also disputed the fact, the allegations, the claims that the sessions will be costing at least 5 billion each session, though he did not state what exactly will be spent, because this has been the bone of contention on the expenditure that is associated with these sittings. The 4 regions, the Western region, the Eastern region, the Central region, and the Central, the Eastern, the Northern, and the 4 regions are set to host these parliamentary sessions. It is a matter that came up in 2023. The Speaker of Parliament mooted this plan to have Parliament sit in these 4 regions, and from the Speaker of Parliament, the objective is to take the Parliament to the people. And today the panel will be dissecting this matter, unpacking this controversy, and possibly providing recommendations in that regard. My name is Prince Apollo. On the panel this morning, Dr. Gerard Wedihe Wanzara, a public policy researcher, is already in the studios, but I will quickly break this news. In Chitezi, where Kampala Capital City Authority dumps, the garbage, there is a problem. News coming in indicates that garbage, there is an incident and people could have died in that incident. People possibly who were working in that place were covered with garbage, and accidentally they were covered and they could have died. It's an incident we are following up, and those reports will be coming in our bulletins, subsequent bulletins. Dr. Gerard Wedihe Wanzara, first speak to our viewers, and then we kick off the dialogue this morning.
Thank you, Apple. Of course, I thank the management for this opportunity always to speak to the people of Uganda. And of course, good morning, our esteemed viewers who are with us every weekend. And of course, special regards to my people, Bubulo County East, Misindwa, and where I reside, the United Republic of Chirinya. We love you so much. And I'm happy to be here with my elder, Honorable Wafula Ogutu, one of the statesmen we have in this country. We can always seek guidance from him.
Thank you, Dr. Gerard. And like he said, I am privileged to have Honorable Wafula Ogutu Philip, a statesman, former member of Parliament, former leader of opposition, a member of the Forum for Democratic Change, FDC. I'm privileged, Honorable. Speak to our viewers.
Thank you very much, Apollo, and my colleague, Dr. Rihe. Viewers, we are happy to be here to exchange ideas and maybe share experiences and discuss issues of our country. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And before we kick off the show, I'll ask my producer to run some of the opinions that we picked from the people and residents of Gulu, where the inaugural regional parliament session is set to be held. I will ask him to play those clips and then we kick off the show.
This week, security operatives rounded up and detained over 90 people over their involvement.
All right, we are sorry for that, and we'll get those opinions later in the program. Dr. Jared Werenzala, kick off this big show. Tell us, the planned regional parliamentary sessions, in your opinion, first and foremost, is it a good or bad idea?
Thank you very much, Apple. And I would like to tell the viewers that I'm not only here as a panelist, but I'm also a member of the East African Parliament Monitoring Organizations Network, as well as the Africa Parliament Monitoring Organizations Network. And I understand, all the years I spent in Parliament, I understand the workings of Parliament. I have not been a member of Parliament, but of course Parliament does not mean only members of Parliament. It also means the staff, technical staff. It means the CSOs that are working around the Parliament, and therefore it also includes the people who elected the MPs to go to that Parliament. So Parliament is an institution of very many stakeholders. And now, before I even go to critique probably what has been going on in this week, I will discuss the issue of participation of the public in the legislative sector. Because I have seen the arguments that the MPs are speaking around, oh, we want to take the Parliament close to the people, to involve the people. They cite that as involvement. But one, let me say that Parliament does not only operate in the plenary. The plenary is one single area where every MP is supposed to sit in the big meeting. However, Parliament also works through smaller committees, the accountability committees, the secretarial committees. Secretarial committees are those that handle issues to do with the line ministries, maybe agriculture, industry, animal industry and fisheries. We have others on health, we have others on tourism and trade, and so there are various committees. But also the law gives the speaker an opportunity that if there is a special issue of public interest that needs to be heard. For instance, I will give the issue of the Madi and Acholi fighting over land in Apa. We have had sectorial committees that are appointed, and then they even go and sit in Gulu, and then they invite different stakeholders to testify. So the report that is generated becomes a tool for engagement with the Parliament and then to pass resolutions. We have had others like the one of Naguru Nakawa land, where I saw a select committee investigating people who stole that land after deceiving us that some investor was coming to build a satellite city. Eventually it turned out that the pastors who took the land, the politicians, and some local business people. So that was a select committee, and I got the privilege of reading. So Parliament works through those committees, and that is only reasonable because you cannot carry a house always of 529 people to different parts of the country to investigate one thing. And also in the functioning of Parliament, Parliament has an opportunity to do oversight trips of committees. That if you suspect there is a problem in Imbarara, maybe there's a foot and mouth disease and cows are dying, that you can have a committee going to sit there. We have also seen accountability committees like Local Government Accounts Committee, headed by now Honorable Gilbert Olanya. They have been moving in Mukono. They have that privilege where the chairperson and the committees move, and at that local level, when they are discussing accountability issues, they can summon councillors, they can summon technical people, the chief administrative officer, and then the reports come to parliament. This is reasonable because then you are able to rationalize the budget and use the budget in an effective and efficient manner to get the results. So now, going to the principle of an effective parliament. An effective parliament can be measured by a number of ways. One, of course, public participation. Participation means that I am free to come and petition, that I can peacefully walk from Chirinya. If my people are being evicted, then we can peacefully come bring our petition, hand it to the speaker. That is public participation. That also when there are bills and a bill is referred to a relevant committee, that the committee chairperson of legal can invite various stakeholders to go. The way you have been seeing the alcohol bill, that people come and then testify, and then they are able, their views incorporated. That's public participation. And then the other is some outreaches. You have seen days, national public parliament days, youth parliament, those are manageable. And then also an effective parliament works through being accountable. That accountable meaning that is there value for money, what you are doing, or you are just spending money, like I'm hearing some MP saying, after all this money was approved.
Was budgeted for.
Me, I have implemented programs. It doesn't mean that every budget that has been approved must be spent. You can also spend, if you see that something is not going to achieve the results, you can reprogram. And then you put money somewhere where it can do a better job. And then the other accountability also means that us being transparent with our procurements in Parliament, that the Auditor General's report of Parliament, which audited Parliament, does not remain a secret of the Commission, because this is a public document. And also, an effective Parliament means that the Parliament is accessible. That when I go to petition, or I'm in the gallery and then I'm not satisfied with what is being discussed, and I pull out my Manila card, that I shouldn't be grabbed as a criminal like I've created today. If you go to that parliament, there's security everywhere. You have to get a phone call and call Apple. You call him before you get in. But when we were in Makerere, we used to move from Makerere, go enter the gallery, watch parliamentary debates, because we are learning, and then we are also able to see what our MPs are discussing. Then we go. But if you are able to check and I don't have any weapon, why should you deny me access to that parliament? Then you pretend by carrying about 600, because these MPs are 600, 529. You add the parliamentary staff, add the drivers, add the facilities, the Hansard department, because you must capture everything.
The
ministers, the logistics,
the guards.
It is too much for the taxpayer.
So you're disputing the claim that they are taking Parliament to the people.
It is absolute diversion. I know that Parliament is under challenge right now, but unfortunately, every time they are trying to do something to counter the bad publicity, they again go sinking further. Today, we are having problems of deployment of medical interns. We are stuck with kidney transplant in Mulago because we need 5 billion to operationalize these operations. You know, because people are dying in Mulago, we need just 5 billion. The hospital did not get. So, do you want to tell me that this is the best decision that we can do? So I think I leave it to the people of Uganda, but I don't see it as reasonable.
Okay. Thank you so much, Dr. Jeda Dwereo Hanzara. And let's now hear from our senior, WAF. We call him WAF in short. You have been following, and good enough you have been in a privileged position in Parliament. Is the idea of taking Parliament to regions, the sessions to the regions, a good or bad idea in itself?
I think, Apollo, this issue of Parliament being taken to the people, It is a good idea.
Good.
But a good idea, that is a luxury. For the moment, it's a luxury. What is it taking Parliament to the people? Will they come and participate in an in Parliament? People? We are in Kampala here. How many of us go to Parliament? We are here and we are educated. How will peasants go and participate in Parliament in Gulu? How about peasants of West Nile and Karamoja and Lango? Will they go to Gulu? So my concern is not really, and Uganda should not be focusing on taking Parliament to the people. That's not the issue. The issue is at what cost are we taking Parliament to the people? And what are we sacrificing, which we should be spending on, when the money we are spending on this luxury, which I have called a luxury. Even the sitting arrangement in the region is you can go rotating around like the doctor was talking about East African, rotating around in countries. But here, when the East African Parliament comes to Uganda, sits in Uganda Parliament. When you go to Kenya, they sit in the Kenya Parliament. When you take Parliament to the people, you make in Gulu, you make makeshift tents. You do the same in Mbarara, you do the same in Mbale or whatever, because there are no facilities to accommodate 600 people with the speakers, with the microphones, and what have you. If you go to Moroto with people like that, 1,000 people, where are they going to sleep? Because you are going with 500, 600 MPs, they are guards, they are drivers, they are the ministers, they are personal assistants, the technical staff. You just can't do it. You would have done it. But I think we misuse money in our country. Like the doctor was saying, you are going to Gulu, and there are many hospitals in Gulu and health centers which have no medicine. They have no doctors. Not even the internee doctor who should have gone to help has been denied a job to go and help Ugandan. So, Ugandans should be using this to discuss the issue of the budget. What do we budget for? When I had just entered the Parliament, I was on the Committee of National Economy, and we were taken to Garuga to be trained on a budget interpretation, discussing the budget. And the director of budget told us that actually most of the thefts of government money is authorized through budget. And the MPs don't scrutinize budget. Then she gave us an example of the budget of 2010-2011. In that budget, Minister of Health had put a line of vocational staff, a simple line, vocational staff, and they were recruiting 9 vocational staff, and the budget they put here was 1 billion. When you are scrutinizing a budget like that, you don't pay attention to 9 vocational staff and 1 here. 1 here is a billion, not 1 just an idle one. It's 1 billion. So she was saying, you see, Minister of Health went right with it. They employed vocational staff, 9 of them, and paid them 1 billion in 1 year. When you divide that money, it is
almost 100 million per person.
Per person. You see, 100 million per person per year. Though you divide by 12 months, about 80 million shillings. But at that time, even the PS wasn't getting that money. That's how they steal. Now, if Ugandans were paying attention to the budgeting, they will not pass a budget for people to go to have luxury of MPs going to visit Gulu or Mbarara or Moroto or wherever they are, Uganda, where they are going, Masaka, right? They would be focusing, okay, how much money have you given for us for medicine? How much money have you given us for education? How much roads have you repaired in Masanaf? how is Ginger Road? Is it still a footpath the colonials left, or is it a road which is supposed to be the highway #1 of Uganda? Those are issues we should be spending our money on. Not then, if you have extra, you can go and have that luxury. So I think that Uganda should be focusing on that. Look, that example that woman gave us, when I say budget, I always look at it. Do you ever ask ourselves that Uganda government can't put up buildings, offices, and houses, residences for their people? Uganda government employs civil servants or public servants, but those public servants who earn 2 million, 3 million are able to put up buildings. Do you ever ask the question, where do they get the money from? That Uganda government is so poor, it can't put up an office block.
Yeah.
But the PS can put up an apartment.
Many agencies and departments are rented structures.
PS were full of agriculture, and the PSC were here for education. They put up apartments, office blocks, and they rent to each other. I rent his houses, he rents mine. But we are just simple servants. We never ask those questions. Where do these civil servants get money to put up apartments and rent to government? So if we're looking at that, budget will be more meaningful to us. Unfortunately, the MPs, people elect MPs because they want them to go and take care of their money. That's number one. Make the law, but first of all, take care of their money.
Ideally.
Yes,
That's
because
what it should
the money,
be.
we can't all go and sit there because we are taxpayers. We can't go and sit there in the house and this is how the money is used. So you go and take care of that money. Okay, also make the law to make sure that we stay properly in among ourselves. Make sure the money is spent properly. But MPs have, what we have now learned is that MPs collude with the public servants to do the budget together for theft, money they are going to steal. So ideally, what the people have done, when they are questioning our MPs, like the example of the Kenyans, who went and took away the official authority of the speaker, they basically had a vote of no confidence in that parliament. It can't be a parliament representing them. The same thing here, if they are petitioning, because our parliament now is like seen as the center of corruption in the country.
Really?
Yes, that's how people see it. Anita Among is seen as the leader of commander of thieves. That's what people see it. It may not be, but public perception is very, very important. Very, very important. Can I trust you? Yes. If I have lost trust in you, you can't be representing me. So I think Ugandans should be looking at how do we use our resources. You know, when you see Uganda government gives a child in Bugiri 3,000 shillings per term. A child in a primary school, 3,000 shillings. That is the money the kid is allocated under UPE. But I have my kid going to Budo, I pay 3 million shillings per term. I have my kid going to Hillside Nalia, I pay 2 million shillings per term. But these kids are supposed to have the same education. The other day I was coming from, I went to America, and the plane was full of people I know who were going for graduation of their kids. These are issues we'll be asking. People who budget, who do policy, budget, execute budget, are people who don't enjoy the facilities of what they have budgeted for, so-called in education, on health here. They budget also and have money to take their kids away to schools abroad and to take their kids away for medication abroad. Using whose money? Public people's money. Those are issues Uganda should be discussing. Not taking.
So Honorable, from your submission, you say taking parliament to regions, whereas it's a good idea, but the circumstances, the current circumstances, can't make it a priority
No,
at
it's
this
not.
time.
Not at all.
And you call it a luxury.
It's a luxury.
It's a luxury.
Yeah.
And then you said, whereas the funds were allocated in the parliamentary budget, possibly it could have been passed without the knowledge of the MPs. Did you say that?
No, they could even know. They could even know oil without their knowledge. But you see, Apollo, it is so stupid to say, oh, that money has been passed, it's in the budget. If you are people who are going to enjoy this money, the facilities, you sit down and do a budget which is for yourselves. Now, then you pass it to yourselves. Then you spend it. Then you're arguing that, no, I'm telling you, you haven't bought medicine for my kids in Lumino dispensary. Oh, now Nkoma Health Center for. You are saying, no, this money we are passing, it was in the budget. Whose budget? Who made the budget? You made in whose interest? So, to me, don't give that bullshit that because the money was in the budget. Who did that budget? And you made it, that item, you made it for who? It is benefiting who? So just don't say it was in the budget at all.
Thank you. But before I cross over to Honorable Mugore, you were the leader of opposition in Parliament. And now, wait a minute, we see the leader of opposition, Honorable Joyce Ssenyonyi, saying he's not even aware. I mean, he talks about the secrecy, the secrecy around these planned parliamentary regional sessions. How should it be?
You see, Apollo, Ssenyonyi, Honorable Ssenyonyi has been, he wasn't welcome in that budget, in that parliamentary leadership. First of all, his colleague he replaced, who should have been helping him to ease in the commission.
Honorable Mathias Mpuuga.
Mathias Mpuuga, they are like enemies, and he sits on the commission against the wishes of his party, and he has sided with the other people to fight him. There is no way, at least when I was leader of opposition, a file comes a week before the commission with all the agenda. Even a leader of opposition has a file in his office, which is given, where they get information from the secretary to the commission. That information you know what you are going to discuss. They have refused him to go to sit there in the commission. So that commission is complete without him. But they understand these days the commission sits in the speaker's office. The commission has a boardroom where you go and sit. But now it sits in the
So, Honorable, are you saying that if at all it is true, this money was budgeted and it's in the parliamentary budget without the knowledge of the leader of opposition, it could be an illegality in any way?
The budget could have been done before even he was appointed.
And that's true.
Yes, because the budget could have been, it could have been done, I don't know when Ssenyonyi was arrested, he was appointed, but it could have been done without him. But the point is to carry out activities of parliament without the participation of
the leader of opposition,
which is the other side of the house, is an illegality. It's unconstitutional. Yes.
Thank you. Honorable Mugore, I'm pleased to have you on the show this morning. Quickly speak to our viewers and go straight to the topic this morning. Is it a good or bad idea taking parliamentary sessions to regions?
First of all, today is a special day for me.
Oh, I understand now. It's your birthday.
10th August. On a Saturday. I was born, and again today is 10th August. I mean 10th August, and again a Saturday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. We're not asking how old you are.
So I've, and she's 10. I was born at 10.
Wow.
Oh.
Wow.
So it's a special day for me. I'm happy to be here.
You must have been born in a very educated family for them to know that.
Yes.
Some of us were born in the bush.
True.
No, I was born in a banana plantation.
I was
But my father was an engineer.
okay.
My mother was a nurse.
Then you know that.
But I was born in a banana plantation.
No, the nurse can't produce in the banana plantation.
No, she was caught unaware.
No.
In the villages.
Okay.
It was possible.
Yeah, she was caught unaware. I was born in a banana plantation.
Okay.
That is true.
Okay.
So today is my special day. I want to thank the people of Uganda, most especially the people of Kabweri County in Kibuku district, who voted me to be member of parliament. This is my first term in parliament, my brother.
Kibuku.
Kibuku. Kabweri, I replaced the late Honorable Gona Hassan.
You are the one who said was it not understanding.
No,
One
that
time.
was Budaka.
Oh, that.
That was Budaka. That was Budaka, not Kibuku.
Why did you say
Honorable, let's go straight to the topic.
I greet viewers, and this is a very important topic. I will begin this way that, first of all, regional sittings is an important idea. And I'm happy I'm here with the former leader of opposition. We have these meetings always, whenever committees go out, and we are doing our work, parliamentary work of oversight. We change those committees, boardrooms that we are sitting in into parliamentary session. By the way, even today, the committee I sit on local government is just returning from Karamoja. And wherever they have been, because I've been out of the country for a short while, the sitting, they turn it into a parliamentary session, or a parliamentary committee meeting. This practice is a good practice.
But they sit as a committee, not the House.
Yeah, not the House. I'm coming. So I'm trying to show, first of all, that it should not be seen as something that has never happened. Parliament sits always, either as a committee or as a session. But sessional sittings, that was pronounced by the Speaker. The Speaker is the head of the House. And when we were breaking a session, she pronounced that our next sittings, we shall have at least 4 regional sittings. One beginning with Gulu, Mbale, Mbarara, and Masaka. And we saw it as a welcome idea, a good one. We've had these practices even in Dar es Salaam here, even in South Africa. Changing parliamentary sessions, sometimes they sit in Cape Town, sometimes they can sit in Joburg. It is a good idea. Whether it is taking parliament near to the people or not is subjective. One, that everybody watches TV,
the parliamentary sessions,
proceedings, whoever you are. Everybody who wishes can watch. But going, for example, to Gulu, like the leader of opposition has said, somebody of West Nile may not reach there. One of Karamoja may not reach there, because that's the largest region as far as mileage is concerned. But what does it help? That for the people who will be near, because these are going to be sessions but centered at that region. All we are going to discuss will be only northern Uganda. And all MPs of northern Uganda will be given an opportunity to address issues. The main role of our of parliament.
Honorable, how are you going to have an agenda for only the North in the parliament?
Yeah, it's the parliament.
Are bills going to be for only the North?
It's not bills.
Now, what is it you
we
are
are
going
going
to
for bills. We are going for why it is going to the region. We want to address a number of issues in northern Uganda.
It won't be like that. I don't believe.
You will believe.
Proceed.
You will believe, and you watch, because there is nothing that will stop the process that has started.
Okay.
You will watch and you see that even me, who will be there, I should be addressing issues primarily of northern Uganda, because we want to target what are these issues. So all the issues you are talking about.
What is different? What is so different from what you stated in the beginning, sending committees to that region and holding sessions similar
with the public?
Yes.
Yes, because public can't hold a session with public.
What is so different?
Pardon?
What is so different from these planned sessions from what you alluded to in the beginning?
Committees,
when Parliament sends committees and they hold sessions, special sessions in regions.
In regions, that is a particular issue of that particular, not a whole region. It is handling something of Gulu. If we have gone to Gulu, it's handling something of Gulu. This is a cross-cutting issue from West Nile to Karamoja. So this is different. This is different. So there is going to be main focus on that region. When we come to Eastern, there will be main focus on Eastern Uganda. And whereas we see on the TV, the people who will be in Gulu, they will be in the public gallery to watch how Parliament moves on. I suppose that this is a good idea. But when we come to budgeting, because now what has come is whether is this a wasteful expenditure or not. The entire budget process of Uganda needs a renaissance. There must be reformation on how we do budgeting. It is not something somebody can say we are happy of. You see, even on the day we appropriate, we sit in the Parliament up to midnight. Why? Why should we hurry? Or why should we be late to do something which has a cut-off line that on this date, but you must do appropriation? Then why don't we start early? And what stops us from finalizing these things in time than sitting in, you think somebody who has started from 10 a.m. up to 10 p.m., I mean 10 p.m. still has the same reasoning capacity? He's tired. That's where the budgets pass. For people to say, recently, the first time the appropriation bill was brought back to Parliament. The times you were in Parliament, did you see an appropriation bill coming back? No. It came this time. What had the Parliament done is to remove money from areas they found that these were not as necessary. It's the very thing you're talking now. Say, please, get ambulances here. Let this health center be worked on. Let government, in its own wisdom, brought the appropriation bill back. And we got 300 billion shillings to give to one company.
So, Honorable, you are also admitting that possibly those who are concerned about the budget,
yes, they are correct.
The budget for these cities
people who
have a valid argument.
The people who are concerned about budget, about this sitting, have a valid argument. But at what are we saving? You are talking of 3 billion, 4 billion, and you save. Will it buy us the ambulances? Is it equivalent to the 300 billion we have given Rocco? It is not. But when Parliament sits in Gulu, do you know how many people will benefit in Gulu economically?
Yeah, that's what legislators from Gulu have been saying.
For the 2 days?
That this,
when it is in Ibale, do you know how many will benefit? The hotel owners, they will fill up their rooms. So the money is going where? It is a cyclic thing. The money you are talking about is going back to the people of Uganda.
The leader of opposition, Honorable Joe Senyenyi, has already declared the boycott for the opposition members, and he proposes that possibly this 5 billion or so that is going to be spent on one session in Gulu could have actually helped, support the facilities, maybe in education and health in that area. That would serve better the people of Northern Region than going and sit for 1, 2, 3 days in Gulu.
And how shall it be appropriated? The balance, and how much money shall be used if the sittings are in Uganda?
He's
in
saying,
Kampala.
he's saying it
Is it
should
zero?
have been diverted.
It is not zero. Every sitting means money. So, so if you are talking about 5 billion, which is not 5, according to the true figures, it's
much
around
is it?
3.7. That's what I hear, 3 or 3.7. But how much are the two sittings in Kampala?
You're sure it is 3.57?
I'm not completely sure, but I'm
Okay.
hearing it's around there. That does not go to 5 billion shillings. But even the sittings in Kampala, it is also a cost.
Okay, thank you so much, our viewers. This is the dialogue. We have Honorable Mugore Stephen Mauku, the Member of Parliament for Kabwiri County. He's he's very excited to attend the regional sittings. I can see it. And we have the
But Apollo,
yes.
the Honorable should explain to us a bit more detail what exactly is going to be the agenda or on the order paper in Gulu or in the regional conference, so that we know what is it that is going to be about Gulu or about the North.
If he is private to that
No,
information.
he should know.
No, how? I'm not a member of the business
So then
committee.
you have no business saying. You have no
I'm not a member of the business committee.
Viewers-
According to the communication,
Viewers, you can
according
be.
to the communication that we received as parliament,
You see,
is
I
that
imagine.
the issue is going to be regional centered, and you will see. I see
I
so
am-
much.
Are you saying the ministers are going to bring bills on agriculture of the North and on education of the North, on roads of the North? Are there going to be bills of Parliament? Because Parliament doesn't just create information to debate.
Yeah,
Information
I
comes
am private, Honorable, I'm private to information that the legislators from the northern region had a meeting with the Speaker of Parliament, and they have sent committees in northern Uganda, a committee on infrastructure, a committee on education.
government.
Yeah, there are 3 committees that are already on the ground. They are assessing the needs and possibly, I hope possibly those are that will help prepare the
But those
their
committees-
Do we
agendas.
debate only bills in
That
parliament?
is what I've heard
No.
from the corridors of Parliament.
But the committees make reports. The committees go to those villages because they have been instigated or motivated by either the minister or a report of auditors, or somebody has raised an issue in Parliament. That's when the committee go to probe to investigate. Then you come and report. Then you can debate. Has that been done?
That's what we wait to hear. And viewers, you can be part of this discussion. Send your messages, comments, and contributions on the number you can see on the screen, but send WhatsApp messages and SMS messages. Let's get to know what you think about the planned parliamentary sessions, which are set to be held in the 4 regions of Uganda. And from the meeting I have alluded to, they will be sitting for 3 days, sitting on 28th, 29th, and 30th. That's what I gathered. So there are 3 meetings that are going to sit in Gulu, and hopefully I don't know what will happen in other regions. But if my producer is ready, we can listen to the opinions we gathered from the people in Gulu. If we, yes, they are not ready, but if we get them, possibly they will give us the feel of the people in Gulu, what they are saying, those who are not in Parliament, like Honorable Stephen. Dr. Jared Wero-Wanzala, you've heard from our senior, you've heard from the Honorable Member of Parliament. What now do you gather as we see this, like he said, it's unstoppable. Looks like it's unstoppable, it's going to happen.
Yeah, you know,
No, it
if
can be
it...
stopped. It can be stopped. People can go and riot against them.
Yeah.
Yes, but the money will still be used.
Yeah, so maybe quickly before we go to the break, if the Honorable talks about the economic benefits for hotel owners, yes, because I know that quite a number of MPs now have built white elephants in the form of hotels,
Yes.
where you find They have built their hotels, but no one, two people are sleeping there, but the rooms are 300. So if we are using taxpayers' money to reward MPs for having hotels in Gulu,
They are planning to make a kill.
Absolutely. Otherwise, if we are talking about malnutrition in Karamoja, the reports are here in Kampala. If we are talking about Balal and land grabbing in Acholi and Lango, the reports are here. If we are talking about upper land disputes between Madi and Acholi, we have a report of the select committee inside that parliament. I have read it. If we are talking about the conflict of wildlife and the citizens of West Nile, the reports are here under the ministry. If we are talking about infrastructure committee always travels. We know the Ministry of Works has all the data. So there is absolutely nothing reasonable with at this time, because you know our politicians are quite confusing. When they're saying the tax base is low, we have to tighten our belts, but they are exhibiting high level of extravagance, which is actually the opposite of what they are talking. For me, I think this business of saying, after all, this money was approved, it will be spent, we moved from sector-based to program-based budgeting as a government. If we feel even the money has been over-budgeted, at the time the population is angry and talking about corruption, we can save what we have and reprogram it to a better area. We just don't have to say, because Parliament, out of the entire budget, has 1 trillion, then, you know, we have the list. You have the list, but you're also very few. You will not compare yourself with the Ministry of Tourism, which gets 200 billion, but is employing over 500,000 people. So if you are 500 people as MPs and staff of Parliament and you have 1 trillion, that is extravagant.
Just information. Apollo, the leader of opposition and his Minister of Finance, Shadow Semuju, presented to Parliament alternative budget. And they saved 5 trillion, which they saw was wasteful, including this business of going to Okwera Visa in up country. That one, they thought it wasn't necessary. That money, we should spend it on people.
Mugole and the team.
Yes. So what he's saying is right. The budget is the budget, but the budget for who? This for the opposition said no. Actually, this 5 trillion here out of 72, is it 52, 72?
72.
Is don't spend. You are wasting it. Spend it here. People will benefit more. They did. They lost. These people not listen to them. Because they want to go out their money to go to people sleep in their hotels.
Well, that is it.
I don't have a hotel
From the panelists.
If I were to interrogate Honorable Anton Akol correctly, I would take him up to his hotel.
Gentlemen, we still have an hour to discuss this issue. And viewers, I continue to encourage you to be part of this discussion. Send in your messages, comments, and contributions. Tell us what you think about the planned parliamentary sessions which are going to be taken to regions, the 4 regions of Uganda, and more especially the component of expenditure. The much talked about 5 billion for each session. That sums up to 20 billion Ugandan shillings just on for parliamentary sittings. And well, other issues are emerging, like the whole matter shrouded in secrecy. I think when we return, Honorable Mugore will respond to that. The Honorable Leader of Opposition being kept out of all this and ignored on such an important matter, I think it's also another issue we can weigh in. Let's go for a quick break. When we return, the dialogue will continue to unpack the controversy surrounding the planned parliamentary sessions that are being taken to regions. My name is Prince Apollo. Let's go for a break and return after a short while. Welcome from the break. This is the dialogue. My name is Prince Apollo. On the show this morning, we continue to explore and unpack the controversy surrounding the planned regional parliamentary sessions. And in the studios, we have our senior legislator and senior citizen, Honorable Wafula Ogutu Philip, former leader of opposition, former member of parliament for Bukoli
Central.
Bukoli Central. And we have Honorable Mauku Stephen Mgore, member of parliament for Kabweri County. Dr. Jared Wariwanzara is a public policy researcher. And looking at the matter at hand, we now look at the claims by the Honorable Leader of Opposition, Joe Senyonyi, that this whole matter has been kept a matter of secrecy, and he also criticizes the lack of transparency in organizing these regional sittings. He said that his request for clarification about the matter has even been ignored by the Speaker of Parliament. That is why I asked Honorable Wafula Ogutu to quickly talk about this relationship between the leader of opposition and the other administrators of Parliament, even being denied access to the commission where he sits. It's really an intriguing matter. Quickly, one comment before I bring in Honorable Mugore. Where is it now heading to? I mean, can he be ignored completely? And what does now mean to the parliamentary business in general?
Yeah, because, Apollo, thank you. A complete commission has a speaker. When I was there was no deputy speaker. Anita included herself when she was a deputy. Has a speaker, has a prime minister, has a minister of finance, has a leader of opposition, has the
chief whip.
No, there's no chief whip. Has the four Banker Becha commissioners.
Commissioners.
No, 3 actually. Those are the people who make the
parliamentary commission.
Yes. And you cannot have a commission, a complete commission with the speaker alone, or because it's in the management of the house, the speaker and the leader of opposition. Then in the government, there's the prime minister. Those are key in that commission. So if you meet minus one side, you are not complete. I heard the prime minister saying she also doesn't know. How can a prime minister, head of government business, not know an expenditure passed by a commission when he's supposed to be the one who gives the money? It is something that, at least when we were there, it was unheard of. We always thought you must have consensus. What does the speaker usually is a chairperson, doesn't have a side, but there's a fight between the opposition and the government business to push for something for the parliament and from government. So that Senyonyi has been a leader of opposition for several months now and has never stepped in a commission room. I think there's an issue there.
There's an issue.
There's a big issue there. And Honorable Anita should be getting ashamed of that, because what she's doing is illegal, it's unconstitutional. And if Senyonyi went to court, they would quash some of those decisions they have been making. If they are making, you don't duly call a meeting, because like I said earlier, the commission meeting is a commission is a board of directors of Parliament. If you have a board, I sit on a board where minority and a majority. If you have a board which the only majority call a board meeting without involving the minority, they can go to court and quash that decision because that interest has not been represented in that decision. So the speaker may not even know some of these things. She's excited, and she has this power which she thinks is unlimited. That power is limited by laws. And Senyonyi is just being polite. Others would be dragging the speaker to court.
So you also, support his decision to boycott and the shadow cabinet's decision to boycott these sittings?
Like I said earlier, going to up country is okay, but to me it's a luxury now. And that's how Senyonyi is also looking at it. Why should you waste time? He's just being symbolically making a pronouncement that why do we have to waste? He knows that money has come to, has already come from the treasury. It is now on the parliamentary, in that account of treasury or parliament. They would still use it. He knows that. We're not going to be returned. Maybe at the end of the financial year, but they are not going to divert it and take it somewhere else. Maybe if they can cause a supplementary, but they saying you can't cause a supplementary. The speaker can't cause a supplementary. It's only the president who can cause a supplementary and change that money. But because of the heat now, they are bashing, like even when I was still bashing them over the 300 and this 500. Maybe if they also people who listen, they can listen. And this money like that of 20 billion can also come in and say, we also save it. That's where Senyi will do. How he would benefit, he would win. But as of now, it is just that he's making a statement and making us talk like we are talking. It is an opportunity for the whole country to talk. And me, my concern, I'm repeating this, let us discuss at budget, look at budgeting.
Budgeting as a whole.
As a whole, right from the Gombolola. We should look at budgeting.
Thank you.
Yes.
Honorable, quickly hint on the matter raised by the leader of opposition being ignored in important decisions of the parliamentary commission, and now Honorable, our senior Honorable Ogutu now raises another issue of this whole thing turning into an illegality.
Yes, I think I'll start this one. It is started by the over-appointment. When the opposition appointed Senyonyi, it seemed not very welcome to the leadership because they had mingled well with
with Impuga.
With Impuga. That's an open
secret.
They mingled well with Impuga. Truly, Impuga was a very articulate and astute legislator. But they are hurubal within the party. We don't know how it came. But if he was just dropped, not transferred to the commission is actually both board of trustees and board of directors. They work in all those two capacities. They are our fiduciary holders of our monies, so they are their trustees. They are directors because they direct the business of how it should move. And a commission that involves both the executive and the legislative put together. Now, it's just like when you are elected a member of parliament, you don't have somebody who gives you a file, a proper handover. So whereas Senyonyi would have given a handover, but that handover should have not been the most welcome handover, because there was a fight, first of all, before it came. And Senyonyi takes over at a time when a controversy hits parliament.
Of the 1.7 billion.
Yes. And one of the persons involved is, again,
Mathias
Impuga.
No, and the speaker.
And the
other commissioners.
And the commission.
Yeah.
And the commission is
where he sits.
Yes.
Where he's supposed to sit.
Where he's supposed to sit. So, and there has been that paralysis, suspending parliament for almost 2 months without proper sittings. So parliament commission would not sit. So that's where it is seen as if there has been secrecy or commission sitting elsewhere without Senyonyi. There could have been no official commission sitting, because if you say the commission has sat, then the Prime Minister would have been there. The Minister of Finance would have been there. So that has not been a commission sitting. Those have been what I call meeting of commissioners, not commission.
So are you not concerned, Honorable?
Because it's not fully concerned.
Yes.
Are you not concerned that even the matter we are discussing today could actually turn into an illegality?
Whatever, but that is a matter that was pronounced in Parliament, and the entire Parliament, including Senyonyi, got it as a welcome idea, and we passed it as a resolution that let us have regional.
Oh, it was adopted.
It was adopted
by the whole House.
Yes, by the whole House. So it is, but now Senyonyi's anger, which could be corrected if I'm the one also, if now I'm not involved in the preparations, then you are asking me to mobilize the opposition to go.
Well,
I should mobilize the opposition when I'm also part and parcel. I shouldn't just only be part of the decision, but I'm not parcel. If I'm a part of the commission, then I must be parcel. So that we work together in regard to that. So there, but I do not agree with him when again he says now, because of that, the members should not go. That would not be, he should just raise that this is the problem I have. In fact, you asked a question to our senior here. Will it go continue like that? No, it cannot continue like that. Obviously, as a whole House, this matter is going to be brought now because he has raised it as a complaint. We are going to debate it and say the commission should sit. And you know that the petition I've handed over, we need, this debate is going to come. So once for all those things will be concluded together, and either people apologize, whatever it comes, because we are all members of Parliament. And when we are taking a decision against a member of Parliament, we consider a number of things. Yeah.
I had the Honorable Patrick Nsamba in the Thursday afternoon plenary sitting, saying that this matter should be brought again and discussed, the issue of regional sittings. So there now seems to be a confusion.
Yeah, and even if it is brought back and be discussed, I can assure you, in the House I also sit.
Hey.
All members
Are in support.
Are in support. Most members in support.
but the support is not meant because of
Others,
taking parliament people.
others are not spoken. Not allowances. There are no allowances in this.
They are.
They are.
Yeah.
What is the allowance? The 400,000
The
shillings?
sitting allowance.
Eh,
No.
eh.
It is when you are outside, you are paid 400,000 shillings a night.
Yes.
You will pay 100 or 150 in a hotel.
But you are there for a week.
No, it
Yes.
is not a week.
Yes.
Yeah, there are
not-
three,
No, if there are three sittings, then you go
then there is
before, and
Yeah,
the
then
day
you
to
before and
travel,
after.
and those are
You
five.
are there for a week. For a whole week. So that is it, 2 million shillings.
What
There
is
are
that?
MPs who earn 100,000 shillings at parliament because of this.
What is it?
They
What
keep
is
on running around for
Okay.
NGO seminars for
that should
100,000.
be somebody else. That should be somebody else talking, not the honorable fool. You should not talk that. What I'm trying to say, what is that? A member of parliament for a night is given 400,000 shillings. So he's not going to be given dinner, but he will have lunch. He will pay for his dinner. He will pay for his accommodation. How much does it? He's going to drive his own car to Gulu.
No, they will be given fuel. They will be given fuel.
Nothing. It is
Fuel
not-
allowance.
Oh, they will be
Yeah,
given fuel.
yeah. If it's outside
It is
Kampala,
not-
you must
They will be given
It
fuel.
is not. What will they give us? If we use a bus, if we use a
There's
bus,
no way MPs are going to leave Kampala to go to Gulu or they are on fuel and they are
they
on
are
bus.
going to put a bus. If you don't
for
want to use a bus,
600 people.
yes, don't we have the buses?
But honorable, you
We have
say
been going to
you
Changwa
say
as all of us, we use our buses.
honorable, you said you have not met to discuss the modalities of this, the logistics and modalities of this these meetings, regional meetings. Where do you get that information?
Which information? We've not met.
There will be buses to
No.
ferry members and what?
Parliament has buses, and whenever we have activities, even in Korono, we board buses and go. We have 4 buses and around 20 coasters Those 20 coasters take 26 members of parliament.
Okay, we wait for...
If not, we hire a bus. We have
No, that won't
3
happen.
buses of Uganda
That
Life
will
of
We
Fame,
cannot
which also
speculate
does not
now.
Happen, of
And-
course, but you see, on Apollo,
what
they
I
made-
have not concluded my submission.
if I could just say this, then you could conclude.
Yes.
The parliament will not be asking Honorable Mogole here about the expenditure and what they are going to do. If they had this matter had been formally tabled in parliament with a paper of the commission or the business committee, that we are going to go to this season, we shall go up country for these reasons, and this is what we are going to do. These are people who are going to attend, and against that program, a budget, and everything would be clear. We wouldn't be asking about the buses or going by car or by plane. There are planes now. You can go to Gulu in a plane. They can go by plane. It could be Otanita is going to transport them in Boeings. She could hire them.
Okay, Honorable, let me read out these
Bombardier.
messages.
Yeah, Bombardier.
By the way, we have Bombardier, but they can't land in Gulu.
can't land in Gulu.
They can't. They can't.
He says, I am Madelu Joseph. I am Madelu Joseph from Chibuku district. I support the regional sittings because it will make it easy for us who are not in parliament to also attend these regional sittings, and we shall also raise points. Will ordinary people be allowed?
Actually, let me tell you,
In the committee, yes.
It can't be.
in the committee, yes.
Could, but not parliament.
Not
In the parliamentary language,
A parliament, you could lose it.
in parliamentary language, that is a stranger. Strangers are not supposed to be.
Okay.
You listen
They will be in the
silently.
gallery. They will listen in silence.
Here it is. Thanks for the program. I am Collins from Kanungu. I would like to know from Honorable Mogole, who is talking about economic benefits from these regional parliamentary sittings, would benefit people of Kanungu, Bundibucho, and maybe Kisoro when the sittings are in Mbarara. And what we know, the service providers are likely to come from Kampala.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's asking.
The tent will be from
the Western region,
Balam will offer tent.
the session which will be taken to Western region will sit in Mbarara. How will people in Bundibucho and Kanungu benefit? That's a valid point there. But anyway, we continue to
Ask,
ask questions.
rebut.
Good morning, Apollo and the panel. I am happy to see my former leader of opposition on the show. My submission on the matter is that let us allow these sessions to be held. Then the impact of the sessions shall be discussed after the sittings. But what we are doing now is planning for an unborn baby. True, I accept that it comes with the costs, but my question to the panel is whether these sessions are held or not shall save the money from being used by Parliament. And secondly, I think with such sessions in various regions, a chance should also be given to the local government leaders in those regions to clearly get the understanding on what has been done and what is still lacking. Then we can have we can have a direct discussion on the matter thereafter. I am Akampumuza Abel Keru. Do you pick that one?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, Abel. Let me get 1-2 more messages, and we can now come back to the studios and progress. The conversation progresses. Okay, Dr. Gerard Werawansala, finally, I would like you to submit on the continued exclusion of the leader of opposition in such important decisions, and what could be the implications.
I think Ugandans, we forget a lot, especially when we are drunk with the power. I remember Honorable John Ken Luchams had a case here against the Inspectorate of Government when he was banned.
The inspectors are against him.
Against him. And in his defense in the court was that at the time, the Inspectorate was not fully constituted because the law say that the Inspectorate of Government is fully constituted if it has the IGG and the 2 deputy IGGs.
Even
but at the time,
just 3 ministers went off the hook.
Yes.
Of theft because of the
eventually their decisions were all quashed by the courts of law.
Yeah.
And in this Administration of Parliament Act, they said the commission shall be deemed fully constituted if it has those people that he has mentioned.
Yes.
So I'm even waiting for the other case, which is in the court of the commissioners who received the money, because the decision was based on the speaker, who was the chairperson,
And who also
and the beneficiaries themselves.
No, even has benefited.
Yes.
She got $4,000 per DM sitting.
Yes.
900.
The Minister of Finance wasn't there, the Prime Minister wasn't there, the leader of opposition was there, but the other commissioner, Zake, was not there. So people who benefited sat in the meeting, which was not fully constituted. So I believe these decisions of the commission going without other commissioners, I would describe it as maybe a private meeting of commissioners,
was in an office
not
of
a
the
commission.
Oh,
Yes.
So you also agree that this the issue exactly we are discussing could also end up, being declared an illegality.
Absolutely, but the challenge that we're having is that we have decided to begin ignoring court decisions. That either we have developed a high level of impunity that when courts decide, we don't. In the parliament, you remember when Zake went to court, court ruled that he should be back in the
Reinstated.
commission. But someone said, no, as long as I'm there, you will never step here. So it means the institution has become private. If you look at political parties like UPC, the courts of law say that Akena is not the Supreme Court of the land, is not the president, but is sitting there. So what kind of lawless country is this that we are running?
Viewers, you can continue to send in your comments and observations. We are still unpacking this controversy surrounding the planned parliamentary sessions which are going regional. Honorable Wafula Ogutu, going forward, what do you project? What do you see in that parliament? As one, you've pointed out the issue on budgeting. You've pointed out the issue of wastage. You called it luxury. 20 billion now.
At the moment is
according
to him.
According to you, 20 billion
Is
shillings.
good, but because of the circumstances, that's why he's calling it a luxury. Because of the circumstances surrounding Parliament.
According to you, 20 billion shillings, because that's what we know now, will it be spent on what you call luxury? What do you project as we look ahead?
Apollo, first, I don't think we have a parliament. With due respect to my colleague here, Parliament has its rules, how it should operate. Nobody is caring about that. Secondly, the executive has been trying everything possible to control the Parliament. During Kadaga's time, they tried a bit, but she was resisting a little bit. Like, if Anita had been the speaker at the time the Sechikubo was and the Tinka and the Nwagaba were being fought by the NRM, they would have been removed from Parliament. But she stood firm and said, no, these people are not elected by only NRM. There are also people from other parties who elected them, so they will stay here. And they changed the law. So now you cannot, government, any party can't remove a parliamentary. Even if you were, this man, Anius Museveni so much, he will remain in Parliament because that law is made. But right now, under Anita, it looks that Parliament has been totally captured by the state and the army. And so we don't expect very much out of it. Our colleagues can be there and earn money, but they are irrelevant in matters of Uganda. Really, their existence is not so important. And so it's a cause for worry for all of us. And not that there are no laws. Like what Doctor was saying here, there are laws, but nobody cares about them. Yeah. Then there's one where they say, Parliament says, when we are discussing something, other arms of government should not interfere with us. They only mean the court, but they don't mean the executive. The executive can tell them what to do, and the speaker talks there as a member of the executive. Really, you see these days you hear the speaker, they are giving executive directives. Want this road done? What the hell? How does the speaker say want this road done? We are directing. we are instructing. That's not their work. So they have fused the parliament and the executive into one. And if they have achieved that, so then, as far as I'm concerned, there's not very much you should expect from that parliament. I only hope that we can organize young people to fight for the budgeting part, and also look at the expenditure itself. The oversight, parliament can't do oversight for us now. People should do oversight themselves. If this man is appointed a minister, which he might be, before they go to parliament, and then he arrives after 6 months in his village, he has, with a huge car, he has put up a house, a storage house, now a house of a minister, and they are not asking him, where have you got this money?
He's organizing Thanksgiving.
Yes, Thanksgiving. Then there's a problem. If the young people can get interested in that, because I think that the power should be removed from parliament by the people, and people begin exercising these things themselves. They will put some pressure on the government.
Okay, before I cross over to Honorable Mugore, look at the timing. Like you said, people have been demonstrating and protesting, planning actually to, targeting parliament. The protests have been targeting parliament, and here they are planning to go out to the people. Won't it, is it a public relations? Do you see an element of trying to reverse the image of parliament?
They had planned this before, but it's also they are trying to help that it can help them to take people off, but it will not. That's why there's an uproar against them. There are very people who are supporting this whole thing. Majority are saying no, there's not what for. Even people of Gulu. The other day, yesterday I was listening to a program on another TV, and the journalists of Gulu North who understand the issue say no, it's not necessary, because they're asking questions. What is it going to benefit the people here? So it is important because they are looking at the large picture and not just this thing of MPs going to
have their hotels.
Yeah,
hotel business, get business.
Yeah, and like they have chased people from the stadium, near the stadium, that the peasants can kill them. So they have chased people who have been selling nyanya, tomatoes around the stadium, clear, and the police have taken over the place. That's an inconvenience to people.
Okay, Honorable Mugore. Honorable
when Honorable Wafula left Parliament, is speaking like a peasant.
No. Honorable Mugore.
Of course, he's in the community. He's in the community.
I'm a person.
Okay. He's now more closer to the people.
But you see, he's on record for returning money.
And 3 times.
Illegal money, yes.
3 times and done.
Wow.
Yeah.
Honorable Mugore, listening to what Honorable Waf and Doctor talked about, this whole issue could finally become be declared an illegality. Don't you feel concerned about this whole matter? Proceeding the way it is proceeding.
No, why wouldn't I be concerned? I'm first of all a concerned citizen. Being a member of parliament doesn't mean I'm not a citizen of this country. I am always concerned if something goes haywire. If a matter is being handled and is not really ethically being handled, it is also not legally being handled. It can escalate into brouhaha for parliament. Yeah. But what I want people to know is that most of the corruption issues that are in the public are a report or reports of parliament. The only issue that came in is that you as a member of parliament, because your role is the one of oversight and appropriation, whereas you have 1 trillion out of the 72 trillion, you are not supposed to be seen to touch.
Because you are a watchdog.
Because you are the watchdog.
Yes.
That is the problem. That's why this brouhaha, the crisis has come on to purge parliament, because you are the watchdog. So once the people see that the watchdog has also started touching, then there is a problem.
They meet it.
We really have only 1 trillion. If there are 3 pillars they are of government, that's the legislature, judiciary, and executive, and out of the 72 trillion, Parliament is allocated only 1 trillion. It does not mean that from your 1 trillion, you should again use it to poke hands into the 71 trillion.
Also, just it doesn't mean that you just use the 1 trillion, even regardless of the law and ethical standards established.
So for you, what you have, because why you were given really to be the epitome, the Parliament is the second, like the most powerful.
Yeah.
It's
The epitome of democracy.
Of democracy. So that's why you're even given little portion of the money, because the biggest number of people who are working are outside there. For you are just a watchdog. So that is the area that Ugandans are concerned. So they do not want to see any wasteful expenditure being done by Parliament, which I support.
So do you think this issue should be reconsidered, in your opinion?
For the regional sittings, the reconsideration on what? On whether it should go on or not.
Yes, and even on the cost, the expenditure.
Yeah, the cost of expenditure is always budgeted according to the allowances every member of Parliament is supposed to get. And I don't think, unless if there are excesses there. If there are excesses there, that can be reconsidered. But for the issue of going to sit regionally, that was agreed upon.
Well, what about the appeals now, that possibly
Yeah,
this
the
money
appeals,
should be diverted to facilitate other critical health, social service,
Which is going to also be a
service
fight.
needs.
It's very difficult.
If you save 5 million shillings,
Billion.
you are 5 billion shillings. To whom are you going to give? And if the cost is 5 billion, do you know the cost of sitting Parliament?
It is 2 billion. That's what we are told.
Yes.
Here in
So it will
Kampala,
mean
2 billion every day.
The balance will mean it is 3 billion. So the 3 billion, whom are you going to give? It is also a crisis. The whole country wants that 3 billion. So where are you putting it? So the issue is really very minute we are talking about. We have left, everybody here has agreed that it is important. It is a good idea to have the regional, but because
the timing
has come when Parliament is at spotlight.
Yeah.
Nobody would be having all this discussion, but because it's at the spotlight. But I can tell you politically.
So that
let me tell you one thing politically. Some members of Parliament have had even no opportunity to speak because of the large Parliament.
Yeah. And you have to go to
And I'm very sure
They
that
are waiting when they are home.
they will. Opportunities will be given to almost all of them to at least have a word.
Invaded
How
speech.
many minutes are those?
Parliament
For
seems
600 people.
No, Parliament will run, according to what I have overheard, that you should run from 10 to midday. One speaker will handle that morning session. Then from 2 to 5, another speaker handles another session. So those will be 6 hours for 3 days. It's not,
But discussing what?
discussing national issues, but majorly those ones concerning northern Uganda.
okay.
That's like a waff.
Gentlemen, I'm sure we have to conclude on this matter. Finally, from you, Doctor, what can be your parting shot on this matter? Because we want to make a comment on the notice for censure that was actually filed with the clerk's office this week, and I think we need to express our expectations on that matter. Finally, on this issue.
For me, as I conclude, what I understand by public participation should involve, one, having a clear public parliament collaboration framework which is organized and which is real meaningful, that the views can be, if it is about petitions, let's have the freedom to petition, not to be carried and thrown by police the way they usually do. We want our views on bills heard from different stakeholders. We also want Parliament to be more accountable on issues where people are pointing more eyes, like procurement. We want Parliament to respect its own laws and have the commission run as a commission, not as a group of individuals. And we want decisions of court respected.
Oh, yeah.
And also, maybe the other, I think maybe Parliament needs to improve on the public relations section. Not every person is gifted to speak for that house. People come and make all kinds of distortions which put the Parliament in bad light.
All right. Honorable, you're parting short on this matter. What can you, you said it's a good idea, but possibly the circumstances. How best can it be handled? Can it be done?
Yeah, the way I see, it is too late. It will go on, but let there be let Parliament tell the public what they are going to do in the regional parliaments. Even the young people who are agitating against them, they should be convinced what are they going to do in these regional parliaments. What is it? Like Doctor said earlier, all these things are the issues of Gulo or Bukedi or Mbarara. They are documented. Are they going to choose those and discuss in that area? And the participation of the public can participate in a committee hearing when they have gone in a particular area. It is very difficult for Parliament to participate in a parliamentary sitting. They are not going to.
So
there are rules you follow.
So they can instead facilitate committees to go to those regions and hold.
So far,
they usually do.
They excited they are going, but that should be going forward. They should rethink, because you see, that Parliament is supposed to be for us, and we are raising these issues. They should listen. Honorable Mugorori here is listening to us also, the three of us. We have issues. He can also go and participate, but the public, on this matter, the public is saying like this, and they make it acceptable to the public, and we'll have a win-win. But as it is now, the speaker just dreamed, like Idi Amin, sending our Asians, and said, I'm going to have regional conferences in the regional parliaments. And then he told them, and they never asked him, because they kept quiet, because there was no voting on it, they kept quiet, he assumed this agreed. Then I even told the president, he has also agreed with me. And now they are being like sheep, they are going. They don't know what is in her head, what was in her head when she was talking about those things. Nobody knows. There's no paper which you can, a scholar like him can cite. When they are going to the parliament, there's a time the Uganda parliament went to sit out regionally. This was the reason why they did.
There's no guiding document.
There's no guiding document. As a civilized society, we should have documenting. Everything we do, all action must be documented for a house. That's why there's a Hansard. That's why there's a library, that parliament.
Honorable, finally,
things are happening for
do you actually think, I don't know if I had asked you about it, do you think now it can be, I mean, reconsidered? And
no, you have asked that one and answered already, the reconsideration.
So nothing can change now, in your opinion, about this issue?
There is nothing that is static that cannot change. Anything can change. Even dates can change. Because the parliament is a parliament for people. It has to listen to what people are saying. Anything can change. But what I'm saying is that things are happening for the first time. Appropriation bill was returned for the first time. So we are going out also regionally for the first time. We test the waters. But public relations need to be raised. Because I see my son there. I saw somebody, Joseph, from Kibuku. My son or my brother or who was saying they will have an opportunity to also
participate.
Yeah. Parliamentary sessions are closed sessions. When you come, the public will be there, but the public must consent to the rules that you must listen to Parliament in silence. What does that say? That the public relations of Parliament must go out to tell people what they expect. other than people thinking that when Parliament is coming to sit in Gulu,
Everyone
the
will
whole public
participate.
is going to come and start debating.
Exactly.
Okay, thank you so
It
much.
can again be a boomerang against Parliament than what we expect.
Yeah.
We thought you are coming here and
to
you are
an-
listening to us.
And the most,
Natutu's Parliament.
Yes,
You are very-
Natutu's Parliament.
and you'll be swept by a mob.
And
You are
the
very
mob will
correct.
say, yes.
And now that you have displaced them where they sell their
That's
tomatoes.
what we from. They said that these people came to disturb us. They don't even allow us to
Okay.
So I've seen an issue. So that's why, in fact, these debates are very important. Yeah, and I know the ears listen to all of these debates. But even when we reach Parliament,
And
I
you
think
see,
it's a matter.
and you see the politics of food has increased. People may expect food.
Yes, it's a matter of national importance that must be raised.
Thank you. Good. Thanks for the show. I am Michael from Kamuli. There is nothing good we are going to get from that except wasting our money, because no one from those villages should be allowed to join them in Parliament. Okay. It will, if no one, yes, in those villages is not allowed. Should be allowed to join them. Okay, I read the message as it is. It will remain the same. Let our honorable MPs take our opinions to the floor of Parliament as usual, and they work upon it than playing on our mindset. I read the message as it came in, but thank you so much, Michael. We've picked the real message from your comment. Thank you for watching. We are winding up. Honorable, again, I'll start with you because you have been there, you have witnessed the whole process from the beginning of collecting signatures, 2 months to get the required 177 signatures, but now there are 180, 89.
Okay.
But finally, a notice was filed with the Clerk of Parliament, the Office of the Clerk of Parliament. What can we expect in just 3 minutes?
As I was coming,
Honorable Sechikuba and Company.
As I was coming, Honorable Sechikuba was making a statement that now the Speaker should get back to them within 2 weeks. It is now left only 10 days. This matter to come on to the petitioner, signifying that the order paper of this day, so that it is announced that on that particular day there will be a debate.
You want a debate on Kololo?
Yeah.
Don't come. Not in the Parliament.
So that has not yet been set, but the 10 days still, because it is part of the rules of procedure. And I don't think it is part of the rule of procedure, I've not read properly, which the Speaker has a right to say no.
No.
Oh, to block
To
the,
block. I don't
the
think,
process?
Yeah, I don't
Once the
think.
requirements are-
There are those rules where it can be suspended. It is, I think, an unsuspendable rule. So within those days, she must have signified to the petitioner when
It will
shall
come
be
on the
put.
other paper.
But I can tell you that people are eager to debate.
When they were reluctant to sign?
Yeah, when they were reluctant. Signing is different from debating. You may even find the people who did not sign, they are those who want to debate.
Oh, that's something.
Yeah, they are willing to debate, but all people should know that the people are debating, but they are debating against their own members of Parliament. So what the public may expect is not what they may come up with.
Okay.
Because this is a fellow member of Parliament. So, but the debate is there. In fact, it would be better if that debate is in Kololo. Where the whole house-
What difference does it make? Because even Kololo will be
difference-
surrounded with the army
The
and...
difference is seating capacity.
Okay.
Well, what,
Oh, yeah. Honorable Waf, what are your expectations? Are you excited that now the matter has finally reached the clerk's office?
Yeah, it's okay, but I don't know who is going to preside over that debate.
Yeah.
The Speaker and the Deputy Speaker and the Commissioners are part of the crime, which is being questioned.
Oh.
Because the Speaker was there, and the Deputy Speaker was there, and the 3 Commissioners and the LOP were there. not the two commissioners were there. No, three.
There are three.
Three commissioners.
When they took that decision and then hid. The issue I told you about the 90 people and 1 billion, they hid it so that nobody saw it, because that money must be from somewhere on their budget.
On their budget.
That happened. Therefore, they are part of the crime. How are they going
To judge themselves.
judge themselves? How are they going to choose people to fight them when they are seated there? It is going to be very dicey and very difficult, that debate. But it's good that they are.
Won't it turn out, turn into a matter of procedure? Can't it be raised as a...
Then who chairs?
We don't have it, we're not like Kenya.
We're in CA. We're in CA.
No, I wasn't in CA. You see,
We were done at this service.
when I was in Parliament, 3 times we proposed we should have a panel of speakers,
Yes.
at least 5. Let's get 4 for each region, so that they assist us to these 2. Kadanga you to sit in that Parliament for a whole day, and it's not even good for urinating. See how
Yeah,
does
that's
he
why
manage?
people are saying that the speakers, I think, put on pampers.
Yes,
Oh.
it's so difficult.
That allegation is always there.
Yeah.
When in Zambia here,
so-
let me for information.
Yeah.
In Zambia here, there is no single time in the Zambian parliament where there is only 1 speaker seated. Because there are 2 deputies,
Yes.
but at any one time, there are 2 speakers. So if one is going for a short call,
Yeah.
the other one takes over.
Yeah.
Oh.
The other one takes over.
That should be like that. So this one now is going to see a speaker, Anita, presiding over an accusation.
She presided over.
She presided over the crime, supposed crime. She was there supervising that crime. How can that be done?
It's tricky.
It's very
It is very, very tricky. And maybe they should ask the chief just to come and chair.
Okay. Possible.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a highly procedural,
It's very sensitive.
very sensitive.
Doctor,
Yeah, I think I share the same fears with the Honorable Afro Gutu. You know, judging a case in which you are suspect is an issue. Of course, the motion seems to say these NRM, these commissioners, but who chaired the commission? So it has an effect on the person who is going to chair the House. But then, finally,
I remember in the issue of Zake, it is Honorable Tayeba who stepped in.
Yes.
Because the speaker was...
there's a conflict. It was conflicted.
Now
So
this time...
But here was Taiwa there, the meeting?
He was.
He was.
Okay.
well, maybe as I wind up, for me, I had colleagues here one time who were saying, these are games, you know, it's not going to raise even 5 signatures. I'm happy that 189 MPs picked the courage
It is because
to
of the
sign.
pressure from the people.
Yes,
Yeah,
and
the pressure from the
actually the pressure from the people is very important. The president recently posted on Twitter and said, you the victims of corruption, you should be involved.
Yes.
And when they got involved, we saw the MPs signing the signatures. So I think this pressure has to continue. Like I always say, there's no country that has not changed without some people breaking the chains, the challenges of the day. But for me as a Ugandan, I want to see on that day a constructive debate, to see people discuss the evidence, and maybe we can learn from them, because we are all struggling right now to restore the integrity of institutions.
Yeah.
Not only Parliament, by the way, but all the institutions, including the presidency.
Okay. Thank you so much, our viewers. We are coming to the end of our show for today. Quickly now, your parting shot, Honorable, to the people, just in 1 minute.
Yeah, I want to thank the viewers and for the comments they have really raised. Parliament is not only us, the people. We are just chosen 1 person from every constituency to come and represent the people. So the views we raise are for the people. But where the people find that maybe the views are... That's why the other parliaments had even recall. They would even recall what? Members of parliament. I don't know how they circumvented around it. That a member of parliament cannot be recalled easily. But the issue is correct. The people have supported the push for all of this. That's why, and it is good to put Parliament in the spotlight.
Good.
As Parliament puts other organizations in spotlight, it should also be in spotlight so that we perform better.
Thank you.
I'm happy.
Honorable Waf, one quick message to our viewers as we conclude.
Thank you very much, viewers, for.
And Honorable Mugore said now your perspective on matters is different from how we were.
Yeah, I'm now part of the crowd. Part of the crowd. But it's good. I just want to appeal to young people and our viewers that you have shown, our parliament has shown that you can't trust them, most of them. Therefore, the role we send them to do, they can't perform. And the people should increasingly get interested in budgeting, their money, and how it is spent.
Wow.
And that oversight, do it. Don't let an MP or a minister flash, put so much opulence on your face at wedding, at burial, in church, of your money which is ill-gotten. Make it uncomfortable for them. Be interested in your money. If you are not interested in your money, the MPs have shown to you and the executive that they will first spend for themselves on themselves, then you get just the crumbs on the table. It is very, very important. These discussions are good. These discussions will continue on TV, even in Marwa places.
Yes.
Please discuss
Parliament.
your parliament and your money, taxpayers' money. There is no government money. There is no public money.
It's our money.
The money comes from us.
It is taxpayers' money.
Thank
All
you.
Money that the government
Thank you
has.
so much.
Government has not a shilling on the
Thank you so much. I'm privileged to have a panel of distinguished citizens. Thank you so much, Honorable Waf, for honoring our invitation. Thank you so much, Honorable Mugore. I don't know what is happening, what is about these Thanksgiving events going around. I don't know when you're convening one.
No, the Thanksgiving are majorly for the ministers. They didn't. So every Thanksgiving you are seeing is majorly for ministers. For me, I did mine already. On 22nd, we are having another one in Mutebu for Honorable. Then we are having for Mlimba in Bukedi. Everywhere.
What is it for?
I don't know, but I've just seen a barrage of Thanksgiving for ministers.
But I wanted to thank you in 1 second.
It started with the new ministers.
I wanted to thank the Honorable Mugore in 1 second before we close. You see, sometimes when you debate with NRM MPs, there are some who act like robots.
Yes.
But I thank you for not being a robot, for being very...
I'm also very pleasantly surprised. He's himself.
A big thank you to our viewers who have been with us from the beginning to the end. Until we meet another time, thank you so much for being a great audience, those who sent in comments and contributions. Well, the production crew, thank you so much. Let's catch up again next Saturday in another edition of The Dialogue. Good afternoon. God bless you. God bless Uganda.